Oh. No, yeah. All right. Long block, but it moves. Lot of psukim. Yeah, it moves. Before 7:45. All right. Should be 25 minutes, mostly of reading psukim. All right, let's go. So we got to the top line of Tes Zayin Amud Aleph. Good question.
8 ounces for this one? Or just...
Sure, 6 is good. All right, Tes Zayin Amud Aleph. Tes plus Zayin is 16. Okay, yeah, right. 16. I always have to. Fine.
We don't.
So they say, so till now, all of a sudden, we introduced last time, all of a sudden the son challenged Kadosh Baruch Hu regarding Eov. Says, he's not that great. He's no Avram Avinu. So now the Gemara will bring something to Psukim. So it says that while they were speaking, all of a sudden, he says, you know what? You want to see Eov? You want to see his wife so good? Why don't you give him a couple of challenges in life, right? He gave him all the money, all the family, this and that. So, what's going on here? So it says that while they're speaking, a fire came out. So all of a sudden, before there was a fire came, destroyed his sheep. And then the armies came. They took his camels. His groups of people. And the Kasdan came, took his camels. Right, of course. They said over there while they were speaking, his sons and daughters, they're eating and drinking and in a house. And so it says over there, basically a wind came. Excuse me, knocked down the house, and they were killed. Then Eov basically went and he started to rent his garments, right, to show his mourning. He said, I came to this world with nothing. I'm going to leave with this world with nothing. And Hashem gave and Hashem took. So therefore, he blessed Hashem. Basically, he passed this test. So, all right. The lines on Tifla Elokim. Well, right. So sometimes it's used like the Sonei Yisrael. Once referred to Yisrael. But let's see if it says Tifla here. So it says, yeah. No, so it says there that he even with all this, he did not go ahead. I just want to see if where's the Nakudas on there. He did not go ahead and fail this test. Is that from the possible? Yeah, right. So he says, and he basically didn't challenge. He didn't blaspheme Hashem. Basically, he blessed Hashem. So it says over there in that day. Then they came. What's going on? Right, where have you come from, Satan? Vayana Satan is Hashem. Vayever Mishud Baaretz. I was, going perusing the land, and Amar Lefanu Rebbeinu Shalom Shadid B'Chol Eilam. Right, I went ahead and I searched the entire world. V'Lematzazik Avdecha Avram Shamar Telo. I have find none greater than Avram Avinu. Kum Hisalech Baaretz Archal Rachva Kiluchos Neda. When he told him to go, basically this entire land is his. And nevertheless, the entire land is his. You can for sure find a place to go ahead and bury your wife. He did not go ahead and find a place to go ahead and bury, right? And for free, he had to pay an exorbitant amount. And nevertheless, he never doubted Hashem. So Hasam Libecha El Abdi Eov. He ain't come about it. So now, you told me to challenge him. Now, I challenged him and he passed. So what are you trying to turn me against my number one man? So then, right? You basically, turned me against him for no reason. I told you he was good. If it wasn't for the fact that the pasuk stated this, then I wouldn't be able to say it. It's like a person who goes ahead and challenges his friend. He's like, he uses reverse psychology. Right? Hashem says, I never would have done something. Like you said, oh, he's better. So like you sort of like forced Hashem, right? Hashem saying that you forced me to go ahead and do it. So that's what the pasuk is saying. So Satan says, oh, he won't pass the challenge. So Hashem says, oh yeah, he will. I'll show you. And then all of a sudden, he showed it and that. And season time we learned Yared Misana V'Oila Margis Noito Rishus B'Noitel Neshama. So it says over there that he went down to Hashem to go ahead and basically that the Satan basically was allowed to go into the world and to go ahead and with permission to get Hashem's anger, and he's allowed to go ahead and with permission to go ahead and kill people. Avayana Satan, and the Satan says, Avayana says Hashem Ayemir Orbad Or V'Chol Ish V'Chol Asher Leish Yitain Bad Nafsho. So it says over there that basically man wants to have just make sure that they're okay, that their body is okay. Ulam shlachna yadcho v'asmo v'absaro imlo panach. So panach v'rechecha. So it says over there that basically Hashem said that you went after his money, you went after his possessions, you went after his children. You didn't go after him yet, right? You didn't go after him. So you didn't touch it, and that's what a person goes ahead and is very, protective. Go ahead, he's all yours. You think you need more to go ahead and challenge him? I don't think so. You want more? Go ahead and challenge him. Just make sure you do not kill him. And so then he went ahead and he smoked. He went ahead and he hit Eov. He plagues upon him. Right? It was very difficult. That which his son did more than Eov. So excuse me. So he says over there, right? It was very difficult that Tsar. There was the son was a difficult spot, right? Mashal Eov, So in the case of an Eved Shamar Lo Rabba, what a master says to a servant, Shabar Chavis v'Shamar Es Yaina. Go ahead and break this glass bottle that's holding the wine, but don't let any wine come out. In other words, break it to the point of right to where the single parts in the middle is not broken yet. So too, go ahead and break down Eov. Give him some sort of disease and plague on the outside of his body, but it doesn't go ahead and get his inner organs. So Amar Yishlagish, who Satan, who Yetzirah, who Malachamavis. The Satan is the Yetzirah, is the Malachamavis. Who's Satan? The Chsiv over here, it says, it says the Satan, well now calls him the Son. And who Yetzirah? Chsiv Hasam says over there, Rak Kol Hayam, use the Lashon of there, Rak Kol Hayam, referring to the Yetzirah. Chsiv Hakat says over there, Eov, Rak Elav al Tishlach Yadach, right? Don't go ahead and use the same word Rak. So just like over there is the Yetzirah, so over here is the Yetzirah. And who Malachamav is the Chsiv, right? Achas and Nafsha Shamar. Go ahead and make sure you don't kill him. Mashma, that if he wanted to, right? Alma B'didei Kaimo, that if the Satan wanted to, he could have killed him, i.e., he's the Malachamav. And Rabbi Levi Satan Upaninam. L'shem shamayim hiskafnu. Both the Satan in this situation, right, stirring the pot with Eov, and Penina, who was the co-wife of Chana, who later gave birth to Shmuel. L'shem shamayim hiskafnu. Both of them had, even though it seems like their behavior was not so good, nevertheless their intentions were lishma. Satan came in the Chazal HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Natadati Basar Eov. He saw that Hashem was very he favored Eov over previous people, even Avram Avinu, and we know that Bnei Yisrael uses this because of Avram Avinu. So if Eov is the greatest, then it doesn't look so good for Avram Avinu. So he Satan wanted to sort of lower down Eov below Avram Avinu. So he did Lishma for the sake of Bnei Yisrael. And Amar Chaz Shalom Menashe Rachel said to Avram, and Chaz Shalom that the Rachmanis of Avram and his descendants should be overshadowed by Eov, therefore I want to go ahead and trip him up. And Penina Dachsi v'tazazet sarasa. So Gansas bavur harima. So it says over there that basically she angered her co-wife, i.e. Chana, and she caused her to go ahead, and because she did not give birth yet, and she wanted her to go ahead and daven out, and therefore she helped her go ahead and davening by causing her to feel bad. And Darsha Ravacha Bar Yaakov Avnira us the Hufanea Asa Satan Nashke the Kari. Then the Satan came and basically kissed I guess who was one of Darshan is Ravacha or Rab Levi, I guess, right? So he came to Rab Levi right, who praised the Satan, said, no, someone said, someone finally spoke kindly of me, right? They always say the Yitzhara, the Satan, but he spoke kindly of me. He went down and basically kissed his feet to thank. Now, nevertheless, with all these calamities that were happening, Eov did not go ahead and sin with his lips. So yeah, read into that. You know, he didn't sin with his lips, but with his heart and his thoughts, he did sin. So my comma, what does it mean to say? So Eretz Nasna Biad Rasha Pnei Shefta Yichasa. So it says over there that the land was basically given over to to go ahead and was given to wicked people, and I've always done good, and I've all these bad things are falling upon me. So what? There's just there's no judgment. There's no fairness in this world. So basically, Eov is already questioning. Hey, you seem to make the those who are tzaddikim to suffer. And Amar Rava Bikesh Eov lahapach kora. It's hard to get the wide line, so right. Al Pia. Now, if he wanted to go ahead and turn the world upside down, right? Turn the world upside down because there is no law and order here, right? The wicked are getting rewarded, the good are getting punished. And number they buy lo dibra Eov ela keneged asatan. No, he's only talking about the Satan. The Satan, he's the one who's trying to go ahead and instigate issues, but not that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not that the world does not have law and order. Kitanai, it's actually Machlos tonight. So Eretz, Nasna B'Yad Rasha. So it says that the lambs go to the Yad Rasha. Rabbi Yezer says, Bikeshi Lapos Kara Al Pia. He wanted basically to go ahead and say, right, there is no, rules to this world. Another Yeshua. Right? It's only the Satan, he's the one who goes ahead and causes all the difficulties. And so it says over there, if you was, if you wanted to be bad, if you wanted to punish me, you wanted to send me to Gehenna, right? Would I be able to stop you? Right? It did. He wanted to basically go ahead and make a kavachemer for people. It did, that if they do bad things, so it's not their fault. They were created to do bad. Some of the fun of right? You've gone and created oxen with split hooves and donkeys with closed hooves. Some are kosher, some are not. That's not up to them. That's up to you. So too, Barasa Gan Eden, Barasa Gehenim. You also created Gan Eden and created Gehenim, Barasa Tzadikim, Barasa Tzadishayim. So too, you create Tzadikim Rishayim. So therefore, that people sin, it's not on them. You created me this way. So Mimi Akiva, right? Then who could go ahead and stop you? You want to go ahead and create me evil? I'm evil. That's why I'm evil. Not because I made bad choices, but this is how you made me. So my the Eov. So what are the Eov's friends help? So and you basically cause people to stop davening, right? The people stop davening and sticking out to Hashem to do better, right? So therefore, because you said basically everything they're doing is this is how we created, so you can't really work on yourself. However, and therefore you're going to cause people to stop davening. However, Baruch Kodesh Baruch Hu Yetzirah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu indeed did create the Sahara, but he also created the Torah as to go ahead the medicine versus the Yetzirah. So Torah show my dixi was the pasuk mean. It says Birachta Oyved Alai Tavo V'Leiv Almana Arnain. So it says over here that those who the downtrodden, right? I went ahead and was I helped them out. I was mashbiach them, helped them out, and also the hearts of the almanas, I helped them. So what does that mean? So Malamed Shaya Goizel Sadami Saimi, he used to go ahead and basically seize the fields of orphans, mashbicha, and then he would improve them right, in return to them. So now basically he did them a favor. And V'Leiv Alma, name was, the Kol Heicha the Havi Alma. When there was a widow, Delay Havi Nasvile, people would not go ahead and marry her. So Havi Azil and Shadi Shami Aluye. Right, Havi Azil Nasvile. So what do? A widow couldn't go ahead and marry. He would associate himself with her. She's an extended part of the family. She's right to Eov. Chashuv family, you should go ahead and marry it.
He said he married all these.
Oh yeah, no, right. When I started doing it, I was thinking like you're taking as a wife, right? Right. So it says, huh? Yeah. It says Lo Shagi Shagal Kaase Avuti B'Maznayim So Yachat. So it says over there that if there's someone who went ahead and weighed my sins, my averas to my punishments, you'll see that it's not coming out even. So I'm a Rav, Afro lupume diyod. Right, so he says you should basically go ahead and put dirt in the mouth of Eov and the Charusa Klavi Shemaya, right? As he talks to Hashem like he's his friend, like he's Charusa, right? Lo yesh benenu, in other words, he says there's no one in between us to go ahead and discuss it. Now, it's me and you. We need someone to figure this out between us. We need a what's it called, a third party, right? So it was like we're equals. Lo yesh benenu machiach yeshes yado al shaninu. So it says, right, is there somebody who can go ahead and someone to arbitrate, the arbitrator between the two of us? And I'm a Rav, offer lupume diva. Once again, you should shove dirt in the mouth of Eov. You can't have an abbot who goes ahead and talks like this to his master. And Bris Karasi le'enai, ma'azbainin al basula. So it says, I even made a covenant with my eyes, right? I'm such a holy person, said Eov. That I would not look at another woman, even another basula. So I'm a Rava, offer lepume to Eov. You should put dirt in the mouth of Eov. Why? Eov, Vanisa. Right? He's talking about, okay, I'm not going to look at other women. Avram didn't even look at his own wife. The pasuk says, so he says over there, when his wife was taken captive, he says, and then she returned back, he says, oh, now I know you're beautiful. In the beginning, he did not know that he didn't really, gaze upon her beauty. And Kol Anan Vayelech Cain. Vayelech Cain Yarei Shaol Loyala. So it says over there, as the clouds come and go, and the one who goes down, into the grave, who dies, just like the clouds come and go, so too one who goes down and dies, he doesn't, come and go. So Amarava Mikan should cover Eov with Chesamesim. Over here we see that there's covered with Chesamesim. It says once you go down, don't come back up. And it says Asher Bisara Yeshvuni Yishufeni Vehirba Pitzai Chinam. So it says over there that he went ahead and he destroyed him with a wind, with a gust of wind, and for no reason, right? For no reason, Bechina, right? For no reason, you hit me with a wind. He blasphemed Hashem with the word Sarah with this wind. So to HaKadosh Baruch Hu answer that. So Sarah Cherev Dechsev Asher Bisara Yeshufeni. And it says over there, so Amal Lefanu Ribono Shel Shema Ruach Sarah Avdechol Lefanecha. Right? Maybe you mixed it up. In other words, maybe you had the wrong Eov. Yes, I know maybe you told go ahead and punch the Eov, but not this Eov. Maybe it was a different Eov. And so now Kadosh Baruch Hu has several answers. So he says, it says, so he returned the response also with this wind of Avayashim as Eov min hasara vayomer. He says Hashem answered him from the wind, saying, he says, Azar nag gever chalatzecha v'ashlecha v'hodiyeni. So he says over there that in other words, that even if you go ahead and I guess you are strong like a gever, right, ready to go. Any question you have, I will. If you have answers questions or you have answers to the questions, then I will go ahead and prove you wrong. In other words, even if you come back and you're concerned that I'm confusing you with the wrong Eov, right? It's the wrong number. So I'm going to prove to you, whatever prove you wrong, that you're wrong. Because it's impossible that Kadosh Baruch Hu will be able to go ahead and mix up the Eov. So Amarlo says, I created many hairs in a person. Each one comes from the same pore, right? Mm-hmm. Each hair comes from its own pore. You don't have a single hair of the millions of hairs. None of them come from the same hole. And even the Shem, because Megumachas, and two that came from the same one. As Machshias, the person, his light would darken, right? He wouldn't be able to, one thing was off, he'd be us. But I don't confuse one tiny speck of a hole, right, where a hair grows, right? So certainly, I'm not going to go ahead and mistake any of an Eov. And similarly, says me be like Lashata of Talis. It says over there who opens the channels for water. So many clouds and rain drops have created in the sky. And each drop has its own destination. The two of them should not fall in the same area. Two of them go in the same area. So we'll go ahead and it would destroy the land, and the land would not be able to give forth fruits. So I'm not going to confuse raindrops. I'm going to certainly I won't confuse eos. And my master the high tala lishna the tfusu. Who says the lashon of tala is the lashon of like a channel of water? So I'm a rabbi Barshila. The chsivasik says vayas tala kevesa saimzer, and a tala came through. This channel of water came through, and that gave it there. The chazis kailos, and says there's many thunders. So harbe kailos barasi the many thunders are created in the clouds. Each thunder and storm has its own path. In order that two won't go the same way, that if they two did go the same way, two be simultaneous, it would destroy the world. So but if I don't, if every thunder I know is calculated, certainly I go ahead and calculate between every Eov. And I adopted it's led as Yali Sala. Ayalos Tishmar, right? Also, the mountain goats, right? They goes up, right? The ones that go up in the goats in the mountains, and the gazelles. I also guard when they give birth. So Yalos Akzaris Albana. The truth is, these mountain goats, right? Those are very mean to their children, right? The Shas Shakaras when they go ahead and give birth. Turn the page, right? So what do they do when they go ahead and give birth? I got to move. So what happens? It goes to the top of the Shahar. Kadesh Sheepul, the men of the office, in order to go ahead and fall down. Vani Mazmilo Nesha, and the point of birth, when it gives birth on the mountaintop. I send a Nesher, I send an eagle to go ahead and flying on this. And when it gives birth and it falls and it's going to go tumble down the mountain, nevertheless, the eagle happens to be flying by and catches it. And if it came a moment earlier or later, with that, nevertheless, then regular is so I don't get the exact moment right. I'm not going to get the right Eov. And finally, and also the gazelles, so its womb was very narrow. When it goes down to give birth, it wouldn't be able to give from its natural birth canal. It's too narrow. So what do? I'm in the dark. I have a snake. That goes ahead and it bites the womb area. And then immediately it loosens up in order for that the gazelle is able to go ahead and able to give birth. But if they do it before or after, it would die. So ben regular ben eov. So if I don't mix that up, certainly I don't mix up between the two eovs. Stop questioning, do I have the wrong eov? And eov says over there that he did not speak with any das, right? So what do you learn from here? A person really not held accountable for things perhaps that comes out of his mouth during times of stress. So Vayishma, we saw these three earlier. Those were his three fellow Navim. Vayishma, Eov, that's Kolarol, Hazais, Abalav, and his friends, his three friends saw this bad was going to Vayava, Ishman Kaima, Elifaz, Timani, Bildad, Hashuchi, Vatsever, and Amaski. So it says his three friends, Elifaz, Bildad, and Sofar, they came. They went to go ahead and to be with him, to give him support. What does it mean they went there? Yachtov. They all entered. They left their houses, wherever they lived, far away, and they all got to the same moment. There were 300 parts from one another. Nevertheless, they got there at the same time. It's like they were really close. And how do they know? So they had these crowns. Remember, these were in the Viv. They had these crowns, and a certain each one, there were, I guess, 4 stones on it. They were like a group of 4, right? And each one had a special color jewel on the crown. If that jewel changed, they knew that was in trouble. So they saw Eov's, his stone was, changed his color. Some say they all had trees. The cave of the Mashki Haviyadin is one of the trees that started to go bad. They knew that the tree who that represented, he was having a hard time. That people say the Chavi Eov or Misusa. Right? So he says, either give me friends like Eov or give me death. So it says over there, when they began to have children, right? When they started to go ahead, so it says lo roiv al pnei adam. There was lo roiv. What does that mean? Rabbi Yochanan revia b'aliyela. Right. Once that when women were born, when women started to come forward, then childbearing came to the world. Right, and Reish Lakish Amar Meriva B'Aliyah. He says no. Destruction came to the world. So Amar Reish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. So he says, according to you, Demarta Ravia B'Aliyah. According to you, we say Ravia is coming to the world. So when he started to go ahead, so after Eov was challenged, nevertheless, everything was given back to him after all these calamities came, and he got double. So before he had 7 boys and 3 girls, and then afterwards he had 14 boys and 3 girls. So I understand. So why didn't he double in girls? If girls is Riva and both of the Elam, so why? Yes, they didn't double in number, but they did double in beauty. The Chassidus says, Shivana banim. He had 2 sets of 7 sons, i.e., he had 14 after V'shleish banis and 3 daughters. So each one of their names represents their beauty. Yemima Shai said her skin would shine like the day, and Katsia Shaya Recha Nayaf Katsia, that her fragrance, her smell would go forth, would smell like a very good smelling perfume. That's her beauty. And Karen Hafuch and Ami Debate Rabbi Shila Shedaime Lakarna de Keresh. Right, it was the horn of a keresh, of an animal. So it was like a horn. So the Gemara says, He laughed at such a taich. He says, Karna de keresh lakusi. That's not a good thing that she was like a horn. Why is she represented like a horn? Kurkuma, like saffron, the Rishkamine. That's what she smelled like saffron. The beauty of saffron. Shemar ki sigru fapuch. So it says over there that with puch with what's it called, with saffron, that was the beauty. So therefore, she was beautiful like saffron. Now, he once had a daughter. He was upset. He didn't have a son. No shom zachar. He says, he says, no, it's good, Ravia, right? When you have a girl, that means like, Ravu comes to the world, you get children come to the world. Right? Your words of consolation are really meaningless. Why? The time it's possible to have a world without males and females. Right? You need both. So blessed is he who has the boys, and woe is he who has the girls. And he actually, right? It's impossible the world to be without tanners, right? And also without people who create perfumes, and people they come home smelling like their work. So right? Praiseworthy is good for the person who goes ahead and comes home smelling like perfume, and and woe is to the person who comes back smelling like a tanner, which smells bad. And tonight, tonight, Hashem beirach Avram bakol. It says he blessed Hashem. Hashem blessed Avram bakol. What does it mean bakol? My bakol. Aimer shlohisa labas. He was bakol because he didn't have a daughter. Right, everything was good. It doesn't bring any destruction. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer shlohisa labas. No. The blessing was that he actually had a daughter. That was the blessing, right? That was the blessing. That was according to the Shita that they represent Pruavu. And Acher Maimim Bas Avram Bakol Shema. No, he had a daughter. Her name was Bakol. And Eliezer Amadia Omer Itzanagus Tag Ninus Haisa Belibo Shavim. He understood astrology. All the other kings of the world used to go ahead and seek guidance from Avram Avinu. Shimon Chai says, Eben Tova Haisa Tluya B'tzar Shel Avram Avinu. He used to have a stone around his neck. Whoever goes ahead and looked at the stone that was around his neck, they will become cured. When he died, that the stone basically was replaced by the sun that I guess they would, the sunlight would help them. That people say, right? Person goes out when the sun is lifted, then the disease is also removed. And the Varacher Shalei Morad Esav V'Yamav and the Varacher Sha'asa Yishmael Tshuva B'Yamav. What does it mean by kol? That Esav did not rebel during his days, and he also got to see Yishmael do tshuva in his days. So Yishmael became good, and Esav did not become bad yet. Now we're going to prove those two final points. We'll get to the bottom line. Let's see. So Shaloi Marad Esav B'Yamav. How do we know that Esav did not go ahead and say Pasuk Esav in a Sadav who Ayef, and Esav came to the field and he was tired. Right? This was the day basically where he went and spiraled out of control. And where was he coming from? That was the day he was nifter. That was the day Avram Avinu was nifter. So Avram Avinu was nifter, and Esav was still not bad. The Asa Yaakov Avinu Tavshil Shalodashim Ladachim says and over there, Yaakov was making the lentil in order for the Shiva house. Just like a lentil does not have an opening, a pet, right? Something to say, right? So too, in Avel, there really is no words to say. So too, just like it's round and it just goes in a circle. So too, that how is Avela says that's how life is. It goes in a circle. So my benayu, you could benayu the nechumi b'veyah to bring eggs. So eggs do not have a pad. Nevertheless, they're not rounded, right? They elongated. And Amar Rabbi Yechon chamish averos of Isa Rosh Beisim. So Esav went ahead and committed 5 averos on that day. Bo Nara Marasa. He had relations with a betrothed Nara, girl between 12 and 12 and a half. Baragas and Nefesh. They killed someone to cover Be'ikr, and he denied Hashem. And he was covered with Chesed and he died Chesed. And the Shah, they said Bechayra, and also he basically, threw away the Bechayra. So Balna Rasa the Ksiv Hachad says a little bit in a sada. It says he came back from the field. Ksiv Hasam says a little bit in the Parsha Namarasa. It says Kiva Sadim Adsa. Right, so the same word Sadim. And Haragas and Navish Ksiv Hacha Ayef Ksiv Hasam Oy Nali Ki Ayefa Nafsh Kilohargim. So they use the same notion of Ayef over there, like when it comes to murder. The cover beikr Ksiv Hacha Lama Zeli. What is the word Zed? Ksiv Hasam Zed Caleb Ameyu. As you see, Zed was referring to that he was Lama Zeli. He was denied Hashem. The cover Kesamesim. The Pasuk says, I'm going to die and be forever gone. And the Shad is Bechayr. The Ksiv Ayibes Esav Esa Bechayr. Then he basically sold off the Bechayr. And so that was Esav. Now Yishmael, how do you know the Tshuva? Shasa Yishmael Tshuva B'Yam Benolan. So Yihad the Ravina V'Rav Kama Bar Muzi, the Havi Yasi Kame, the Rav. The two of them are sitting before Rav. The Kamanani Rav, and Rav was sort of dozing off. He wasn't really paying attention. So Amalei Ravina Rav Kama Bar Muzi. He says Zavada Darmisu Kol Misa. Right? They said that anytime that the Torah mentions the word Gavia by death, he used the word Gavia, that is the death of tzaddikim. So Amalei, he says, yeah, I've Dor Mabel. The Dor Mabel used the word that Gavia. So Amalei on and Gavia the Asifa coming. I mean the word when the two words are located there, Gavia and Asifa. That's what I meant. I've Yishmael the Asifa Gavia the Asifa. That's a kasha over there. He wasn't a tzaddik. Said Hachi. Rava woke up. Samarlo Dardaki Kindlach. He wasn't tzaddik. He did tshuva during the end of his life while his father was alive. Says over there that Yitzchak and Yishmael. Yitzchak was first. Why was Yitzchak first? It must be that Yishmael says, you know what, Yitzchak, you're greater than me. You go first. The double derech. Maybe they did it like whoever was smarter. Not in terms of giving cover to his brother. So it says over there, and Esav listed first, and Yaakov Banav. So my time why doesn't it say in terms of derech of the wisdom? It says Esav first. Ella rather it must be Medaktame. So it says over there, by the fact that he was first, Adre, and therefore, in other words, that he could have done it, but nevertheless, Yishmael insisted that Yitzchak go first. We see the fact that he insisted that Yitzchak go ahead of him. We see that indeed Yishmael did do tshuva before Avram Avinu was mace. All right, we'll stop here. The 2 lines at the bottom. Shkach everybody. It was a long a blot today. Yeah, it was not.